Going Places by Brian Dawtrey. Narrated by Fria. Chapter 1. Taking the Steamer. As the sun rose on the palm-fringed Kenya coast, we stood at the rail of SS Kenya Castle, sensing our presence at the brink of a new adventure. We had a wonderful feeling that we had made the right decision. This was the first time in our lives, as a young farming family, that we had had the time to step back and take a look at ourselves objectively. We were confident and happy. My wife, Cicely, looked radiantly beautiful in her summer dress and bronze skin. Caroline, aged 12, was a new person. She had become an intelligent socializer, and the boys, aged 10 and 7, had learned to swim and collect coins off the bottom of the ship's pool. After 3 weeks at sea, we had learned to look upon the sun not so much as a holiday deviation, but more as a malignant force to be reckoned with. We had learned to roster our exertions in direct ratio to the elevation of the sun, and take salt tablets. We were now tropicalized. It all began with the fateful decision to do something more worthwhile than managing a farm for a wealthy Norfolk landowner. Departing from King George V docks at Tilbury on that cold April afternoon of 1962, in the era before jet passenger flight, our goodbyes were seriously meant. Our relations had come down with us on the GWR steam train, feeling that they might never see us again. For them, Africa was still the dark continent. We all gathered round a table on board ship for high tea amidst a hubbub of excitement. The ship's Palm Court-style orchestra crept into our consciousness with its balmy, tranquilizing music. Cicely and I checked our cabin for the safe arrival of our suitcases, and were quite dismayed to find a farewell display of gorgeous flowers from well-wishers. There was one cheerful and practical gift from our brother-in-law, Jovial George, a black rolled umbrella with a gold band. There was a note which read, "This is to help you cope with primitive tribes." I had told George that we would be passing Mount Kilimanjaro, where explorer Krapf in 1848 had encountered a hostile tribe of primitive savages bent upon robbing me. He had resolved that problem by suddenly opening his umbrella towards them, with a flourish frightening them out of their wits. Armed with this assertive symbol of British dignity and a contract to serve Tanganyika government as a land planning officer on a £1,200 per year salary, I leaned over the ship's rail and resolutely waved my brolly to our relations below, hoping to raise a smile on their grief-stricken faces. The ship's siren blasted its final elephantine call. Then, over the PA system, came the order, "All ashore that's going ashore," and our umbilical cords were cut. We headed down the Thames estuary towards the sun. The ship was designed for the comfort of passengers traveling to the outposts of empire, when time was not a pressing feature of travel. Cicely remarked that it was like traveling backwards in time to the future. For the boys, it was a new adventure, freed from their daily morning responsibility of feeding hungry, bleating calves before school, and for young Philip, it was looking after Cinders the donkey. Cinders yawed for a carrot every time he emerged from the barn on his three-wheeler. In the evenings it was Philip's job to check that the silky new-born baby pigs were all safely snug under their infrared heaters. For our daughter Caroline, it was more like Alice in Wonderland. But they were all explorers now, and the ship's crew would soon get to know of it. This was the 1960s, society's all-change decade, and for us, the termination of our happy but improvised lives as family farmers in favor of taking our chances in newly independent Tanganyika. Cicely and I took refuge from the cold on our cabin beds to ruminate a while. Would the children miss their happy lives on the
Sample complete. Ready to continue?